Haile Gebreselassie grew up in war-torn Ethiopia, 6 miles away from school, and went on to become one of the greatest runners of all time. How'd he do it? Well, I'm Dr. Nate, this is Speed Tribe, and we're going to teach you how he did it so that you can run your fastest times and live your best life. Now, around the time Haile was born, Marxist rebels in Ethiopia overran Ethiopia, assassinated the Ethiopian emperor, and took over the country. They rearranged how farming was done, and in the process exaggerated a famine that ended up killing over 1 million Ethiopians. It was dark, man. It was heavy. Meanwhile, Haile grew up in the mountains, like I said, 6 miles away from school, which he went to barefoot. In his own words, he says, "My school was 6 miles away from where I lived on the farm. I had to walk and run there and back every day, through gorges, over rivers. If I was late, my dad would meet me with a stick." Yeah, you better not be late. So this guy is running almost 20 kilometers total in air so hot and that it's almost unbreathable. He says in the rainy season, sometimes to get the first lesson, we had to really run quick. And then I had to cross the river to get to school. We'd have to go up and down the bank to try and find a place to cross because there was no bridge. This was crazy. This daily commute led to a very distinctive running style later on in his life. His left arm is crooked like he's carrying his school bucks, even as he ran decades later. Now, as he's in school, there's a 1,500 meter race, and his older brother, Tiike, says, "Try it. What's a kilometer and a half to you? You run so far every day." So he does it, and he wins 50 cents in the process. And it's the first time that he's like, wait, maybe I could use this to get out of poverty and help my family get out of misery. His dad, though, thinks it's insanity. He thought Haile should stick around, work on the farm, and help the family out that way. But at the age of 16, he joins the police academy so that he could train seriously. Now, he's not necessarily built to be a huge runner. He's only 5'4", so it's not his long stride that makes him a crazy good runner. Instead, it's just that he has this really light way to float across the ground, barely touching as he goes. So by the time he's 19 years old in 1992, he's at the Junior World Championships, and he's running the 10,000 meters. This race is being dominated by a guy named Josephat Machuka. Sorry, I messed that one up a little bit. But 20 meters left in the race, going down the home stretch, 20 meters left, Haile just floats past him. Josephat doesn't have a way to come back on him, just filled with rage, punches Haile in the back of the head as he passes him. Haile doesn't react, instead just uses that to propel himself to victory across the line. He's a stud. Now, here's Haile's basic philosophy in his own words. He says, first, do enough training. Then believe in yourself and say, I can do it. Now, this seems simple, but it's really, really big. Most of the time, our brains tell us, you can't do it. Here's the reasons why you can't do it. But saying I can do this is one of the most powerful triggers you have. You'll have times where you feel nervous, where you feel anxious, where you feel fearful. It's a natural state. It's your brain trying to keep you safe. But say it to yourself firmly. Pretend you're trying to train a puppy to do something. Say it like you would there, like I'm the boss here. I can do this. The other day I was trying to hit a big gap jump on my bike. I was nervous. I'm going to be real. I chickened out at first. But then I went back up the hill and I said, I can do this. It works. I was still scared, but I did it. Anyways, 2 years after Haile's punch in the back of the head victory, he sets his first world record in the 5,000 meters. The next year, he smashed the record again by 11 seconds. He said his secret to being able to run so fast in that race was that he had the 1995 song Scat Man stuck in his head. If you don't know it, go ahead and look it up. But he says, it's nice music. It's written fast. Now, that may seem silly, but this is another key to help you to run fast. As you're seeking to overcome pain and go faster, find a song that pumps you up and focus your attention there. Your brain has to go somewhere, and it's naturally going to go to pain and try and get you to slow down and stop the pain. But you can refocus your energy, and this is an easy way to do it. Find a song you like, stick with it, and just sing it. Sing it and belt it out in your mind. The next year in the 1996 Olympics, he won gold in the 10,000. In a career that spans nearly 2 decades, he wins 2 Olympic gold medals, 4 world championships, and sets 26 world records. He goes on to win dozen marathons. One of the world records he sets, it was in the marathon. He ran his first marathon at 15 years old, then finds success on the track, and then goes back at the end of his career to marathons. At one point, he breaks the marathon record by 27 seconds. So, what do we learn from this just world record wrecking ball? Well, if you win mentally, you can win physically. That's what he says. How do we do that? Well, I say we just follow his pattern. Tell yourself, clear and firm, I can do this. And then find a good song to shout and sing in your head as you go along. Good things will happen. Thanks for being with us today. Best wishes. See you next time.